Ladies and gentlemen, good morning. It is Sunday, November 12th, 2023. You're watching Amos Live and my name is Boy. Today, a little change. I am at the northern threshold of the center runway where at the moment arrivals take place, but since Polderbaan has been closed, it has been in use constantly. So for now, we're going to see arrivals up close and hopefully later also to switch it up a few departures, but we'll see. For now, arrivals take place on both this runway and on runway 27, which you can see over here. At the moment, Cargolux is being used for departures, and in terms of wind, there hardly is any. What wind there is blowing from the south. Visibility good, few clouds at 4,000 feet, little bit of wind. Not too warm, it is at the moment 6 degrees Celsius. No significant changes in the weather are expected. The weather radar has been telling me that it is rainy in my vicinity, but so far I haven't seen a droplet, even though the radar said it was going to rain in my hometown earlier this morning. Not much in terms of quads coming in today, unfortunately. Everything coming in the periphery is going to arrive late. We do have one 747 from Atlas Air, and of course the King is underway, expected around 12:30, where yesterday we were hoping it would land on runway 27. Now of course we're hoping for the center runway. So this is at the moment the current status quo. Let's go back to the glide slope shot. As you guys can see, we have mostly blue sky ahead of us. Good morning to everybody. JD, good morning. John, good morning. Andrew, good morning. Koen, goedemorgen. Tiger, good morning. Marja, goedemorgen. Paula, goedemorgen. Dirk, goedemorgen. Ricardo, goedemorgen. Hey, Mr. Cole, good morning. Leen, goedemorgen. Reinhard, goedemorgen. Daniel, goedemorgen. Jan-Willem, goedemorgen. Good morning to one and all. Edward, goedemorgen. Trekkerspot, goedemorgen. Jarno, goedemorgen. Hey Maxine, goedemorgen. Vinnie, goedemorgen. Good morning, Russian characters. Dirk, guten Morgen. Patrick, goedemorgen. Arnoud, goedemorgen. Karsten, guten Morgen. Vliegtuigspotter Hoofddorp, goedemorgen. Morgen, André. Peter K, good morning. Freddy Dutch, good morning. Time to get up. Let's have a look. Ryanair Max 8 coming in from Malaga. And a TUI Dreamliner is behind it. Oh yeah, high humidity, vortices. Nice on the heavies, so Infinity, goedemorgen. Giggles, good morning. Henk, goedemorgen. Let me get my bearings again. It's been a while since I last been here. But there it is. TUI. Flight 352-7878 Dreamliner arriving from Willemstad, Curaçao. Flight time 8 hours and 9 minutes. 9-year-old airplane. First flight November 2014. Justin, good morning. Leo, goedemorgen. Ronald, goedemorgen. Aal, goedemorgen. Hey Lena, goedemorgen. Good morning one and all. So we're at the north side of the center runway. Oh, and by the way, beautiful clouds in the distance, beautifully lit by the sun. Spectacular to see. Aloha Jinshin, good to see you again. Cor, goedemorgen. Meidolf, goedemorgen, good morning. Marissa, goedemorgen. Hey Frank, goedemorgen. Tina, good morning, happy Sunday to you too. Miss Milne, good morning. Hey there Dave, good morning to you too. Hope everybody is doing well. Our next airplane is another Dreamliner from Air Europa. Let's see. Yeah, was looking in the right direction after all. Now, can we see more airplanes in the distance? Visibility is clear enough, but yeah, there is one just above the lantern. Good morning live. Who is tuning in from Denmark? Next up is Air Europa flight 1091, which is a Boeing 787-9 Dreamliner arriving from Madrid. Flight time 2 hours and 3 minutes as we speak. 5-year-old airplane. First flight March 2018. Well, Lance, there are some ducks further up ahead. Not sure how well I can bring them in view, but I will give it a shot later. At the moment still traffic coming in, so that takes precedence. Is that the right term? Wing fluff, beautiful, vortices, magnificent. Hey there Valentino, goedemorgen. Meidolf, goedemorgen. Mrs. Professor, good morning. Doing well, thank you for asking. Hope the same goes for you. Now, clearly audible. Reversers. Big picture, this is what it looks like. So this is looking to the south. This is looking to the east. Looking to the west, and beautiful clouds in the distance, northeast, northwest and north. There are definitely ducks. I could hear them just now. They are further up ahead in the open part of the water. There's definitely a few out there. That looks like a grebe. Yeah, diving under as soon as you point the camera towards them. And this one too. In typical fashion, I would say. Right, next up, EasyJet A320. Coming in from Manchester. Flight time of 47 minutes. 5-year-old airplane, first flight, May 2018.
Hey Erwin, goedemorgen. Bisnovalt, goedemorgen, good morning. Long time no see, indeed. Good morning True Talk, Pieter. Row Aviation, good morning. Ralf, goedemorgen. Alright, looks like another Dreamliner is coming our way. KLM Flight 702 arriving from Buenos Aires, 7879 Dreamliner, flight time of more than half a day, 12 hours 46 minutes, 7-year-old airplane, first flight September 2016. In its wake, another 7879 Dreamliner arriving from Austin, Texas, another KLM. Quickly fixating the tripod because the wake turbulence causes some wind. Hey there Aviation Live, good morning. Robbie, goedemorgen, good morning. Stefan, goedemorgen, good morning. Hey Nelly, goedemorgen. Lies, Jared, Lees, bonjour, salut. Josephine, good morning. Alright, arriving from Austin, Texas, KLM Flight 668, 7879 Dreamliner, flight time 8 hours 24 minutes, 5-year-old airplane, first flight March 2018. We have an Embraer 190 somewhere behind it, or should be behind it, I should say. Alright, now it's back to two narrow bodies, an Embraer 190 from KLM coming up first, arriving from Nantes. KLM Flight 1454. Hey there Bruce, good morning. Jan Henk, goedemorgen. Mid-KS, good morning. Right. And in the background we can see another airplane coming to the glide slope. That would be the 787-10 Dreamliner, arriving from Cartagena. Number 2 is an A320 arriving from Gatwick. Speedbird. First up, Embraer 190 arriving from Nantes. KLM flight 1454. Flight time 1 hour 11 minutes. The airplane 13 years old. First flight March 2010. Hey there, Daniel. Doing well, thank you for asking. Hope the same goes for you, buddy. Hey, goedemorgen Kobe and Jan. And welcome to all other viewers who have joined us in the meantime. If you just tuned in, we are at the northern threshold of what is now being used as runway 18 center. One of 2 runways being used for arrivals, although that might have changed in the meantime. Has it? Not sure. 27 was also being used earlier. Not sure if it still is. And look at that, a glide slope shot, a 3 airplane glide slope shot. The quackers are definitely making some noise over there. Not sure if you guys can pick it up as well. Probably you will. You are. Indeed, Dirk, this is the Hoofdweg, the Hoofdvaart. East side, just before the 2011 road. Speedbird arriving from London Gatwick. A320, 41 minutes of flight time. 21-year-old airplane already. Hey there, Captain Edibos. Good afternoon. Good evening. What time is it? Right, double Dreamliner time. 2 787-10 Dreamliners back to back. The first one, KLM flight 749, arriving from Cartagena. Flight time 8 hours 47 minutes. New airplane, 1 year old, first flight June 2022. Pas op. There was a guy here making some photos for a report about plane spotting or something, so I might have been photographed. With permission, he asked. Hey Nart, goedemorgen. Martin, goedemorgen. Cathay Pacific Airlines Dallas, good morning. Hey Rick, goedemorgen. RDB, goedemorgen. Hope everybody is doing well on a beautiful Sunday morning over here. GCL Streams, good morning. Right, our next airplane is another Dreamliner arriving from San Francisco, KLM flight 606, 787-10 Dreamliner, departed from San Francisco 9 hours 15 minutes ago. It's 4 years old, first flight was in November 2019. In its wake is an A320 from EasyJet arriving from Berlin. Hello, hello, Captain Quinn. Welcome to the show. Now, I'm also seeing a Delta Airlines A350 that is supposedly, yeah, see it already. Flying downwind, coming this way. We will see it later, but it is, where was it? I think that is it. Delta flight 136, 4,000 feet, 4,500 feet right now, moving this way. And again, have a look at the beautiful clouds over there, lying northwest of me. Quite spectacular. Anyway, back to the airplanes. Our next airplane arriving from Berlin, A320, EasyJet flight 25283, flight time 59 minutes. First flight 6 years ago in July 2017. Belusine, good morning, welcome to the show. If you're new to the channel and you're liking what you're seeing, please drop a like. And if you want to stay informed of upcoming streams, make sure to subscribe if you haven't done so already. Hit the bell icon to get notified. Also, if you're new to the channel, don't be afraid to say hi. It's not mandatory, but feel free to do so. Friendly folk over here in the chat. Also, if you have any questions, feel free to ask. Knowledgeable people always present. Hey Arjun, good afternoon, tuning in from New Delhi, awesome. And also hello to the younger brother of Arjun. Nice of you to join us here this morning. And Anton has to go, has to prepare for going to Bangkok. Is that Russell? I think it might be. He always follows me around. Our next airplane, A320 Lufthansa, arriving from Frankfurt. And another A320 behind it from SAS, arriving from Stockholm. Beautiful. The reversers clearly audible. Martijn, goedemorgen. Mike, good morning. Doing well, Martijn. Thank you for asking. Lovely morning here today. And that rain that is supposedly in the vicinity that you saw on the radar, I'm not seeing it. Or it must be the cloud over there, but south of me also doesn't look like rain. I think it's just bollocks. Which I'm happy about, because I could do with a dry day for a change. Weather has been quite abysmal lately. Right, Anadolu jet operated by SmartLynx, interesting. And flying for SAS, flight 1553. Arriving from Stockholm, A320. Flight time 1 hour 37 minutes. Crossing traffic from the right or from the left for the pilots. 13-year-old airplane. First flight July 2010, and in its wake the Delta Airlines A350 we saw flying downwind just now. Flight 136 arriving from Detroit, Michigan. So supposedly this is an Anadolu jet A320 flying for SAS. Interesting. Hey there, Pete. Good evening. Thank you for the kind words, Pete. I'm glad you're loving the show. Hope everybody does, of course. Nice to see more Aussies tuning in, finding the show. We also have a moderator from Australia, Alvin. He was here earlier in the week, but he has been quite busy. So I haven't seen him since, what was it, Thursday? I don't know, or was it last week already? This is Delta Airlines Flight 136, the airplane we saw flying downwind just now. Now on final, A350-900 arriving from Detroit, Michigan. Flight time 6 hours 48 minutes. 5-year-old airplane. First flight March 2018. Isn't she lovely?
Joseph, welcome to the show, tuning in from the Czech Republic. And Mojave, good morning to you too. Definitely a better day so far. Yesterday, another not dry day. I am very optimistic that today we are going to have a dry session, but let's let's wait and see. You never know for sure over here. Oh, wrong lantern. This is the one. They're approaching above. Right. Next up is an EasyJet A320neo arriving from Luton. Flight 22513. Flight time 42 minutes. So that is nominal again. Yesterday, airplanes arriving from London were approaching 50 to 55 minutes on average as flight time. Not sure if that was because they had to fly around weather or for crowdiness in the airspace, but this is another normal flight time, approximately 40 minutes, London to Amsterdam. 4-year-old airplane, first flight July 2019. And the big bird behind it, Delta Airlines Flight 162, arriving from Minneapolis, A330-300. Definitely want to turn back the camera soon enough. The A330s I saw land when I was setting up had beautiful vortices and fluff. Which isn't to say approaching airplane will have it too, because I do believe that the humidity, the relative humidity is decreasing as it gets later. But if there is an airplane capable of producing vortices, it is this airplane. So let's see. There were some thick cables emanating from the flap tips. The airplanes I saw land while setting up here. So far I'm not seeing anything. Pity. Hey Anja, goedemorgen. Morgen, Thomas. It's nothing substantial, unfortunately. Sparta Rotterdam, goedemorgen. Hey, good morning, Robert. Welcome to the show. Right. Our next airplane, A320neo EasyJet, arriving from Birmingham, followed by a 737-900 from Tel Aviv, arriving from El Al, arriving from Tel Aviv. From Tel Aviv, arriving from El Al. This
airplane in the foreground, A320neo arriving from Birmingham. Flight time 45 minutes, A320neo, brand new, first flight July this year. Still on a warranty. All right. Looking a bit further out, looks like we might get a double triple setup pretty soon. 777-200 arriving from from Johannesburg, and a 777-300 arriving from LAX. So stay tuned for that, ladies and gentlemen. Before that, a couple of narrow bodies. Also an Air Baltic going to Riga. There we go. Standard livery by the looks of it. And up next, El Al flight 337 arriving from Tel Aviv, 737-900. Nearly 5 hours of flight time. Landed after 4 hours and 55 minutes of flight. 10-year-old airplane, first flight September 2013. Hey, Guy B. Morgan. Herzlich willkommen. Right, quick pan back. A319 arriving from Gatwick, EasyJet, already up close, not a lot of separation. Flight time 43 minutes. 17 years old. Austrian registered, Alpine. Coming next is a Lufthansa A319 in the Star Alliance livery, arriving from Munich. Flight 2302 with a flight time of 1 hour and 8 minutes. And the first of two triples in its wake, the 777 arriving from Johannesburg. Ooh, are we going to have triple? That would be nice. 777-200, number 2, arriving from Johannesburg. 777-300, arriving from LAX, now number 3. And maybe we get to see another 200 as number 4, arriving from LAX. JFK, I should say. More vertical glide slope shot than you are used to. Lovely lighting by the sun getting out from behind the clouds. I think we're going to get triple. Right, triple. Here we go. Well, the third triple is still turning final, so a little bit more separation between it and the first two. And the wind, the wake, picking up. Right, next up is KLM flight 602, arriving from LAX 777-300 ER, which is going to make the best sound of them all, probably. Flight time 9 hours and 50 minutes as we speak. 8-year-old airplane, first flight February 2015. And that's a nice rhyme, John. 777 heaven. That's 9 sevens. Right, next up, 777-200 arriving from New York, JFK, KLM flight 644. And behind it, a Dreamliner American arriving from Philadelphia, flight 204. Flight time 6 hours 14 minutes for the airplane returning from JFK, the 200ER, 18 years old this one. November 2004, first flight. You can see that the sun is starting to come out. Right, next up, American Airlines Flight 204, 7879 Dreamliner arriving from Philadelphia. And there is a little bit of separation between it and the next airplane. Narrow body following a heavy. American Airlines Flight 204, 7879 Dreamliner, flight time 6 hours and 13 minutes as we speak. The airplane is 7 years old. First flight was in August 2016. Hey there, Debbie, good morning. Have a look at the wing shape, how it changes once the spoilers go up. Loop, and away is the flex. Enter wake turbulence. Jusegi, good morning. Blackburst, good morning. Good to see you all. Father Norman, welcome back. Good to see you too, mate. Hope all is well. Right, sun is coming out a little bit. As you guys can see, we are experiencing a little bit of mist. It is a bit nebulous. Makes for a nice atmosphere. Another departure. To Scandinavia, most likely. Oh, still again the wrong lantern. Next up, Embraer 175 arriving from Prague, the Czech Republic, KLM flight 1352 with a flight time of 1 hour and 18 minutes. The airplane is 5 years old. First flight was in January 18. In its wake is an Embraer 190 arriving from Zurich, also from KLM. And behind it is going to be a Speedbird A320 arriving from London Heathrow. Hey there, Cochrane Perkasa, welcome to the show. Ewald, good morning. Danny, goedemorgen. Hey Frank. Alright, 3 airplanes visible. Beautiful glide slope shot. This one not vertical but L-shaped. Huh. Great to see variation in the shape of the glide slope. Embraer 190 KLM arriving from Zurich. Next up will be Speedbird flight 430 arriving from London Heathrow A320. Flight time 40 minutes. Hey Jendrosek, good morning. Gikapu, good morning. KLM 737-800 behind the British Airways, arriving from Paris, Charles de Gaulle. Oh, there is. It's that time again. Thank you so much, JD, for gifting 5 AMS Live memberships. Mate, you've gone above and beyond already. You really have done more than enough to support the channel. Thank you so much for that still. Also, if you just received a gifted membership from JD, don't forget to say thank you. Welcome to the Aurora Sky Lounge, the 5 new members, and thank you so much, JD. Now, if you haven't done so already, don't forget to drop a like and subscribe if you haven't done so already to stay updated of upcoming live streams. Next up, 737-800 KLM arriving from Paris Charles de Gaulle, followed by an A330 from Delta arriving from Atlanta. Next up, Delta Airlines flight 74, Airbus A330-300, arriving from Atlanta, Georgia. And also a big thank you to Uncle Buck, who just gifted a membership. And Glennis, congratulations, you got gifted a membership by Uncle Buck. Don't forget to say thank you. Thank you for your support there, Uncle Buck. And welcome to the Aurora Sky Lounge, Glennis. Now, this Delta Airbus has been flying for 7.5 hours, just over. 19 years old. Its first flight, February 2004. Hey there, Robert. Good morning. Morgan. Evan. Good morning, buddy. Doing well. Thank you for asking. Hope the same goes for you. Can you believe it? We are having a dry day for a change. Sure, you guys in Santa Monica are used to that, but well, you've probably seen on replay how dreadful it has been here. It's been a very wet fall so far, so I'm very happy to see that the sun is actually out. I did bring umbrellas along just in case, but
Well, fingers crossed it won't be necessary. So I'm very happy to be out here without immediate worry for precipitation. Hey Vico, good morning. Right, it is playtime, ladies and gentlemen. The A320neo from play, arriving from Reykjavik, flight 460. Flight time 2 hours and 39 minutes. The airplane is 6 years old. The first flight was in April 2017. Hey, Austrian Wolf, morgen. Servus. Right, next up, KLM flight 1926 arriving from Geneva, Boeing 737-700. You already see the next airplane behind it, which is from Croatia Airlines arriving from Zagreb. This is KLM flight 1926. 737-700, flight time 1 hour and 16 minutes as we speak. The airplane 15 years old, first flight was in October 2008. Hey Westergaas, goedemorgen. Where is Jerry? He is missing out on so many glide slope shots today. Alright. Gurkenhobo, morgen. Greetings. Sylvester, good morning. Andre, bon dia. Yanni, good morning. And good evening to James. Madeira Aviation, spotting, good morning. Next up, Croatia Airlines A320 flight 450 arriving from Zagreb, flight time 1 hour 46 minutes. She's 23, this lady. Now, still more airplanes coming in. Thus far, this runway still being used for arrivals only. I only know for a fact that since Polderbaan was closed, this runway has been in use constantly. It has also been used for departures. Was hoping maybe we could see some departures to the north as well, but I'm also okay with it if it is just going to be arrivals today. Next up, all white, Air Malta, flight 394,
A320 arriving from, you guessed it, Malta. Flight time nearly 3 hours exact. The airplane is 11 years old. First flight was in March 2012, and behind it we see a big ass Dreamliner 787-10 arriving from Panama City. You can almost see the pilots wave if they were to do that. Well, let's quickly turn back because we are going to see the 787-10 Dreamliner arriving from Panama City up next. I keep switching back to the wrong lantern, but there you go. KLM Flight 758, flight time 9 hours and 7 minutes as we speak. The airplane 3 years old. First flight was in December 2019. Behind it is another big bird, an A330-200 arriving from Vancouver, Canada. Sad to see that the vortices are no longer being as prevalent as they were in the early morning. Particularly now that the sun is out, humidity of course decreasing, temperature increasing. More heavies are coming, ladies and gentlemen. I see that Aeromexico is also turning onto the glide slope already. Now just behind the lantern. It was just below it, and now it is just above it. The Aeromexico Dreamliner Flight 25 arriving from Mexico City, and in the foreground KLM Flight 682 arriving from Vancouver, Canada. A330-200, flight time 8 hours 54 minutes. A 16-year-old airplane that had its first flight in November 2006. Hey Björn, good morning. All other viewers who have joined in the meantime, good morning to you too. Welcome to the show. Arrivals at 18 Center is what we are doing right now. We're standing at the northern threshold. And the sun is out, as you guys can see. A little bit of spray, I would say. Good morning, Yanni, Tonda Gaming, Tomer. Welcome one and all. All other viewers, welcome too. Feel free to say hi.
if you want to, if this is your first time here. If you have any questions, feel free to ask. Friendly folk in the chat, and a lot of them are also very knowledgeable. Hey there, Mizam. This is Aeromexico Flight 25, arriving from Mexico City. 7878 Dreamliner has been flying now for 9 hours and 25 minutes. The airplane is 9 years old. Its first flight in March 2014. Nice. Big picture wise, as you guys can see, the sun is starting to get out from behind the clouds over here. Lovely day over here. Still a little bit of haziness, but mostly open. Absolutely night and day difference with the last couple of days. And still some interesting clouds as well. Further out, beautifully lit by the sun. EasyJet A320neo arriving from Stansted, followed by an A330-200. Up next. Good morning, George. Goedemorgen. Landing slowly, good morning. Good to see you both again. Hope all is well. Next up is going to be KLM flight 696, arriving from Toronto. A330-200. And another big bird, it seems like, behind it. Turkish A330 arriving from Istanbul. Is that flight 1951? Probably is. It is. A330-200 followed by an A330-300. Double. What's a catchy name for this situation? These some wingtip vortices. Flap tip, I should say. James says, I love it where you are. I used to park my car at the end of the runway at Melbourne Airport to watch touchdowns. Well, this is definitely a good place to see the landings up close and personal. also to hear them quite well. So I'm happy to read back that you're enjoying, James. Hope everybody is, of course. Bit further, here we go. Turkish Airlines flight 1951, Airbus A330-300 arriving from Istanbul. Flight time 3 hours and 7 minutes, so that is par for the course for this route. The airplane is 8 years old. The first flight was in June of the year 2015. There is also informing us that there is a Qatar 777 on its way. So hopefully clearly audible is the sound of the vortices. Typical sound. Hey Peter, good morning. Marcel, goedemorgen. Marcel tuning in from Belgium. Next up is going to be Tarom, arriving from Bucharest today, being flown in the 737-800 flight 361. Keep going to the wrong lantern. Let's have another quick overview of the current status quo, shall we? So, runway usage, we are standing right here. And at the moment, okay, so this is the only runway used for arrivals. Meter probably hasn't changed that much. Wind still mostly from the south. Negligible wind speed. Past hour precipitation, as we can clearly see also. Well, not much going on. We are right here. This is all dissolving. And the A380 is over Hungary, and that is good news. We might get to see this land, given that this is now the only runway for arrivals. So we might also see the 747 up soon. Now, if you're a fan of aviation, don't forget to drop a like and make sure to subscribe if you haven't done so already. If you want to stay updated of when I'm going live in the future, turn on notifications by hitting the bell icon and you'll get notified beforehand whenever I am announcing a new live stream. Tarom flight 361, 737-800, arriving from Bucharest, flight time 2 hours and 39 minutes, 10 years old, first flight March 2013. Let's go! Gorgeous vortices emanating from the tips of the flaps. All right, next up, KLM flight 1002 arriving from London Heathrow, 737-800, and behind it already visible Qatar 777 arriving from Doha. Glide slope shots fired. Alright, Qatar. In the 25 years of excellence, special livery, not that we get to see a lot of it, but could see some distortion from vortices still hovering above the runway. You could see that if you looked at that airplane taking off. This is Qatar flight 275 arriving from Doha, 777-300 ER, so listen closely. Beautiful sound. 6 hours 23 minutes flight time, 8 years old. First flight June 2015. Let's go. Violent breeze all of a sudden. I wonder where that is coming from. Right, EasyJet A319. According to flight radar, pretty close behind the Qatar, but that would be quite suicidal. Quick sip of water, of course, or vodka, as I was caught by Frank, I think it was, yesterday. But you have to keep warm, right? Gotta do something. Heated gloves alone won't cut it. Well, EasyJet A319 up next, arriving from London Gatwick. 12-year-old vehicle, first flight in June 2011. Flight time 41 minutes. Nothing on the glide slope immediately after the airplane. Hey Nico, goedemorgen. Sebastian, good morning. All other viewers who have joined in the meantime, good morning to you too. Hope all is well. Happy Sunday to you all. As you guys can tell, we are filming arrivals at runway 18 center at the moment. Currently the only runway being used for arrivals. Let me update the ticker for you guys. The runway usage has changed. At the moment 18C is the only runway for arrivals, and departures take place from 24 and from 18 left. There's a big 747 coming this way, should be arriving shortly. The A380 is expected around 12:30. Not sure yet if we are going to get to see it, but I'm hoping we will. Gorgeous weather, allowing even for some contrails to be seen. Although this one is flying south of me to the east and is already quite far away. Otherwise, gorgeous day. Still impressive clouds further. I think that's over the North Sea, northwest of me. Particularly in the earlier morning, beautifully lit by the sun. Our next airplane approaching. Anja has to go, unfortunately. Thanks for joining, Anja. See you on the next one. Enjoy the rest of your Sunday. Our next airplane approaching is an Embraer 190 from KLM, arriving from Oslo, and we should also start seeing the A321neo from JetBlue. Yeah, there it is, arriving from Boston, Massachusetts. Will be number 2 to arrive. And another Embraer 175 arriving from Norwich, further north and still west of the glide slope, so not yet visible. Embraer 191st, KLM flight 1142, arriving from Oslo. Flight time 1 hour and 20 minutes. The plane is 9 years old. First flight February 2014. Hey Lasse, goedemorgen kerel. Long time no see. Hope all is well. Now, even though they are a bit further away than normally would be the case, it's actually quite a few birds over there, and you can hear them as well. Having a little fun in the swimming pool, it seems like. Indeed, a pool party. All right. Next up, A321neo, JetBlue, flight 631, arriving from Boston, Massachusetts, flight time 6 hours and 10 minutes. A 1-year-old airplane, first flight September 2022. And Uncle Buck also has to leave, sadly. Thank you for joining, Uncle Buck. It's been a pleasure to have you on the stream once again. Looking forward to seeing you again on the next one. Take care, enjoy the rest of your Sunday. I was about to say Saturday. Still some vortices, albeit small. But it's better than nothing, right? Now, a big thank you once again to Tiger74, who gifted 5 memberships just now. If you just got given a membership by Tiger, don't forget to say a big thank you. Thank you so much for that, Tiger. Welcome to the Aurora Sky Lounge, those 5 new members. But you guys have been doing more than enough already. Thank you so much, though. I, of course, very much appreciate it, but you guys have to stop gifting so many memberships. It's getting a bit crazy. It adds up. Right, so our next airplane, a small one, Embraer 175, arriving from Norwich, KLM flight 1516.
Short flight, 30 minutes. The airplane is 7 years old. First flight March 2016. Got a few more heavies up ahead, entering the glide slope from the left shortly, but unable to capture them all in the same shot. Air Canada, flight 808. Air Canada flight 808 will be next. And also a 777 from KLM arriving from Cape Town. Marco, hello. And I do believe, Lance, it is a new record. So many birds over there huddled together. Hey there, Wayne. Greetings to you too. And indeed, Nico, what the F is going on? No rain here. How can that be? I'm a rain magnet, right? Or at least that is definitely an impression you got looking at the streams lately. But magnets can also repel, so let's hope that my poles have switched and I'm now a rain repellent. Hey there, Michael Nobus. Good morning. Welcome to the show. And Brian, welcome too. Hope everybody is doing all right. We should be seeing a 747 pretty soon, don't we? Shouldn't we? Yeah, indeed. Get yourself ready for a few nice heavies. We are beginning with Air Canada flight 808 approaching right now. 7878 Dreamliner arriving from Toronto, Canada. Has been flying for 6 hours and 35 minutes as we speak. She's 9 years old. The first flight was in October 2014 and she is being chased by a KLM 777-300ER flight 598 arriving from Cape Town, South Africa. You can just see through those engines from this angle. Beautiful to see. Ooh. That's a nice departure taking place from runway 24. But let's quickly go back to the 777-300ER that we are going to see next. Turn up the volume, this one is going to get loud and beautiful. KLM flight 598 coming from Cape Town, South Africa. Flight time 11 hours and 13 minutes. 7-year-old airplane. First flight February 2016. And good morning, Richmond. And Tiriliri, good morning. Hope everybody is doing all right. VORTICES, beautiful.
Hadi Niels, goedemorgen. Alright, next up, KLM flight 1072, Boeing 737-800, arriving from Manchester. And ITA Airways behind it, the airplane that we made the thumbnail of yesterday's stream, the Friuli-Venezia Giulia livery. I keep saying Giulia Frulia, but of course it is not that. KLM flight 1072, arriving from Manchester, 737-800, flight time 43 minutes. The airplane is 16 years old. First flight, February 2007. Also visible and present birds. Howdy Alex, goedemorgen. Next up ITA Airways, the special livery arriving from Milan. A320, flight 120. Not going to see much of that special livery from this angle, unfortunately. But we are enjoying the airplane behind it already. Yeah, I was trying to see if my slow zoom rocker would be usable, but that is still too slow, unfortunately. Asher Wolf says, could you please fit in a raindrop sound? I miss it. You are a joker, aren't you? Well, the sound effects I can work in post perhaps for the rerun. Now, first we're going to listen to the unadulterated sound of 4 engines of this Boeing 747 Atlas Air flight 8153, arriving from Almaty. 747-400 freighter, 21 years old, first flight July 2002. Flight time from Almaty to here, 7 hours 55 minutes thus far. Getting a bit breezy here. Wonder why. Alrighty, now If you like 747s just as much as we all do here, drop the show a like and make sure to subscribe if you haven't done so already. Turn on notifications, that way you will get notified whenever I go live in the future to film more 747s arriving. Looks like runway 27 has also opened up for arrivals at the moment. Looking at flight radar. Now we are going to see an ITA Airways A320 arriving from Rome up next. Another beautiful airplane. Hey Jackie, goedemorgen. Right, looks like a Vueling A320neo might be the next airplane for us over here. Now, in 1.5 hours, let me also check again in a minute after this landing. The A380 is expected. Wouldn't it be awesome if it landed on here as well on this runway? Her Majesty has just vacated. Siluena, good morning. Follow Me Aviation, good morning. Railthon, good morning. Goedemorgen. Let's see. That A320neo still flying quite high. It is descending, but will it land on this runway? I think not. I think they are going to change the runway usage and will be switching this runway over to departures in a minute. That is what I'm thinking. That Vueling still at 3,400 feet. Keeps flying to the east, or is it? A bit more to the southeast, but that is indicative, I think, of a runway usage change. Now, I'll bet that if I have a look at the LVNL website, you guys can probably see that it isn't changed yet. Maybe in a few minutes. Let's have a look at where the A380 is at. That is still on its way and still expected around 12:30 at the Czech Republic and Slovakian border. Weather radar, well, we can close that. That is irrelevant. We're not going to see precipitation today, luckily. Wind has changed a little bit, more easterly, but still mostly south, still a handful of knots, also nothing to be concerned about, and that is why I think we are going to see a runway change, and this runway will start getting used for departures, perhaps. Flippity flip. Okay, no, not yet. Well, maybe pretty soon then. Right. Marissa says Corendon A350 still confirmed for 18 center. Okay. Well, and I was wrong about the Vueling A320. It has turned to the south, so maybe I spoke too soon. Wishful thinking, perhaps. Still looking to see what departures from this runway to the north would look like. I think it might be nice, and it would form a good proxy for what it would look like at the northern threshold of Polderban. So I was actually hoping that I might get to see that, but I'm also totally fine with just seeing arrivals all morning. Up next is a Vueling A320neo flight 8369 arriving from Asturias.
Flight time 1 hour 44 minutes. A320neo, 4 years old. First flight March 2019. Alright. Hey Wim, goedemorgen. Wim tuning in from Zeeland, asking if I am going to capture the landing of the A380. Well, if it is landing on One Night Center, you damn right I will. If it will be landing on runway 27, I will have to get my bearings in to see it, but we should be able to pick it up. Although we wouldn't see much detail. The plan is to stick around at least until then. Probably until 1 or 1:30 or so. Also, high bypass engines, you can see through them quite well from this angle. Ben, goedemorgen. Pacha NL, good morning, goedemorgen. Absolutely a nice day to do some spotting. Although it looks like we might lose the sun out again to some incoming clouds. Now, the clouds, as you guys can see, are south of me. So, worst case, they will obscure the sunlight, but even if it were containing precipitation, we would still stay dry over here. It's mostly open at the moment. At least the sky is, I should say. Now, airplanes landing on... Let's see, there's an E2 Embraer 195 coming in. Alright, there it is. So, from over here, this is what we would be able to see from airplanes landing on runway 27. So depending on which runway the A380 is going to land on, we should see something like this. Or see it really up close. Now, this is probably where we are already. Yeah, we might get to see the tail here and there in between the buildings, but you're not going to see the actual touchdown from over here, unfortunately. Also not from the Polderbaan. This is a bit closer, of course, but our next airplane is an A350, and I already see it on the base leg before it's turning final. The Corendon A350 returning from Curaçao. Hybrid livery. It has the Corendon name on the fuselage, but I think it is Flight to Go or something. Logos are still on the engine casings and on the tail. That is the company that Corendon has leased this airplane from. And John, absolutely agree with you. Beautiful to see with those newer high bypass engines that you can see through them. You can also see it when you're standing right behind them. For instance, the butt shot angle at Polderbaan. When you see them taxi immediately away from you, you see them dead from behind. Beautiful. And Luke asks, what does it imply, high bypass engines? It means that a lot of the air going into the engine on the front is passing the core and will not be used for combustion, but provides an insulation layer, making the airplane engine less noisy, and it also is more efficient for propulsion, so it makes it more fuel efficient. So silence and fuel efficiency. And indeed, Frank, no marechaussee here. The police is patrolling and they sometimes drive by, but they aren't stopping by or anything. But I think this is also a place where you can legally stay and watch airplanes. Hey there, Shlomo. I'm assuming you are from Israel. Shalom, and all other people watching from Israel, shalom to you too. Right, Corendon A350 arriving from Curaçao. Rental or lease operated by World to Fly, that's it. So you can still see that on the tail and on the engine casings, but the Corendon name is on the livery, on the fuselage. Flying as Corendon Flight 598, arriving from Willemstad, Curaçao. This airplane is underway now for 8 hours and 28 minutes as we speak. The airplane is brand new, was delivered in May this year. All right, where were we? There we go. Hey Liewe, goedemorgen. Goeiemorgens deze morgen. Oh, and there's another TUI Dreamliner also arriving from Curaçao, flying west of me. I'm having a look to see if I can see it by any chance, but not right now. Also focus on the issue at hand following the A350. Crystal says, oh, mijn boxen, my speakers. I'm not responsible for any speakers that get blown away by the noise made by these airplanes. Sue Schiphol. Don't blame yours truly. Coots in the grass. Also, is that a duck? I think it might be, or a mallard. I am told I should call it a mallard. Well, it doesn't look like Daffy, so it's not a duck then. What's that? Nothing. Looks like the pool party is over. It's now a beach party. Right, turning back for KLM flight 916 arriving from Southampton, Embraer 175. And will we see? Yeah, there it is already. Another Dreamliner arriving from Curaçao. So many flights up and down to Curaçao, Aruba and Bonaire. You almost get the impression that half the country is chilling there. Or maybe they are cargo flights. Anyway, Embraer 175 arriving from Southampton, 48 minutes of flight time. Ooh, yeah, I saw
on the news, Sunil. Happy Diwali. Yesterday on our evening news we saw how a big Hindu temple was opened near New York. Extremely big, beautifully made with marble and all kinds of statues. Beautiful. Just in time for Diwali. Nice. So happy festival. Now, turning back for A2E Dreamliner flight 395 arriving from Willemstad, Curaçao. Overshot this time. Ideally I want to make one move to the left and then zoom in immediately, and I keep undershooting and overshooting, going to the wrong lantern. Give me a few more hours and I'll get the hang of it probably. This 7878 has been flying for 8 hours and 16 minutes. Will be touching down in a few minutes. The airplane is 8 years old already. Dutch registered. The PHTFM. If you're a regular viewer, you will already have heard it before, but TUI initially ordered 3 Dreamliners and they arrived before KLM got theirs. So the 3 Dreamliners all start with PHTF, TUI Fly. PH is the registration for Dutch airplanes. And then it was K, L and M, so it's the PHTFK, PHTFL, and this is the PHTFM. Right, up next, Iberia Express A320 arriving from Madrid. Alright, now looks like we are going to see mostly, oh hey, nice, quad jet coming this way, contrail, probably from somewhere in Germany. Is that an A340? Or is that an A380? Moving east to west mostly, a little bit from the south to the north. Still east of me, as you guys can see. I think it is an A340, judging the wings. Lufthansa A340, if I had to venture a guess. That definitely looks like an A340, judging the wing shape. Combo shot. I was hoping that would happen. See a bit of darkness at the bend and the tail end, so this is Lufthansa A340. Either from Frankfurt or Munich. That you guys will have to tell me. On its way to the United States or Canada, most likely. Passing directly, well, nearly directly over me. All right. Oh, wow. Big thank you to Andrew, who just now gifted 5 AMS Live memberships. Thank you so much for that, Andrew. Very much appreciated. Those new 5 members, don't forget to say thank you to Andrew if you just got gifted a membership. Right. Indeed, Mrs. Professor, it's been a long time since we have been able to focus on contrails. Now, also a big thank you to Austrian Wolf, who also just now gifted 5 memberships. For you goes, the same goes. You guys have been gifting so many memberships already. Thank you so much. It is very much appreciated, but there comes a point where it becomes a bit too much. I think that point has now been reached for you, for JD, for Tiger. Thank you so much though. And don't forget to say a big thank you to Austrian Wolf if you just got made a member. Hey, and I saw some messages being deleted, but I think that was just a few jokes in good spirit that we all are having here frequently. So while it is true that the focus should be on aviation mostly, we have a lot of chit chat about other stuff as well going on. So why all of a sudden be so tough on it? So as far as I'm concerned, the chat can also go a little off topic. Don't think it was going out of hands though. Let's not get too rigid about, oh, it has to be about airplanes, otherwise get the messages deleted. Beautiful how there's still a little bit of wing fluff sometimes forming just over the top foil of the wing. Tiger says, I think we want new emojis. Well, I think the number of memberships expiring has been a bit higher than the number of memberships that have been added, which I'm totally fine with, but the next threshold for a new emoji is 700, and I think we are at 600 or so. Oh, look at this, beautiful. Oh, this one is particularly nice. SkyTeam livery 737-900 arriving from Dublin, Ireland, and look at those vortices. Looks like we might have a thumbnail for the stream. Man, terrific. Engel Abel says 747 coming. Is there another one coming? Where is it flying? Or is it the contrail 747 that is coming? Right. Stupid question. Here is the 747, not shown on flight radar. Ah, NA. Thank you, Kuni. Cargolux 747 on final. Clear. Right, Cargolux 747, number 7 worldwide, most tracked airplane, 16 years old, first flight May 2007. Well, that certainly must have blown some speakers if you guys did not turn the volume down a little bit. Still a bit misty though. Too bad we don't get to see it in full sharpness. Funny that it actually seems to be getting a bit more misty and hazy now than it was an hour ago. Zooming out, this is what it now looks like. Funny, huh? Earlier visibility was better than it is now. That's particularly atypical that you get more fogginess as the day progresses. Normally it always gets less due to the sun shining and blowing, burning it away, so to speak. And still this runway is being used for arrivals. Here we have an EasyJet A320neo arriving from Geneva. Flight time 1 hour 16 minutes. The airplane is brand new. First flight was in December 2022. All right. Maria has to go. Thanks for joining, Maria. Hope to see you on the next one. Take care. Right, I disabled the filter for Schiphol to see that 747. Let's reinstate the filter. There we go, both inbound and outbound. Get rid of the clutter, the irrelevant airplanes. Looks like another 737-800 is coming next, arriving from Paris-Charles de Gaulle, turning final. Probably not yet visible. I think this is the right lantern, so it should be visible somewhere around the lantern. If it is the right lantern, of course. Is it? Yeah, I think it is. It does look like visibility is deteriorating a little bit. So I'm not sure, probably cannot see it yet. Right, well, it should be coming pretty soon. Ah, there it is. Not yet very clearly visible, but now it is. Right, we're seeing the arrival of KLM Flight 1230, Boeing 737-800 arriving from Paris-Charles de Gaulle. Flight time 41 minutes, the airplane is 12 years old, first flight May 2011. And an Embraer 190 will be coming next, will be arriving on the glide slope from the left, although it is still a bit further to the north. Not yet seeing anything. Backdrop also doesn't help, but you can clearly see that it is a bit more hazy. We do see on flight radar now the Boeing 757-200 from Icelandair. That is always nice. And hey there, good morning Goosey, good to see you again. Hope all is well. Now, the upshot of increased moisture in the air is, of course, vortices. Hey Anne, goedemorgen. Little bit of breeze by the airplane, always refreshing. There was a little bit of wake turbulence, also audible. Which lantern was it? I think it was this one. Yeah. It's my guide for the
The whereabouts of the glide slope. German Airways flying for KLM up next, arriving from Edinburgh. It is KLM flight 1278, the Embraer 190, flying now for an hour to get here. Same age as the PHBVA and Chucky. First flight January 2008, making it 15 years old. Goedemorgen Albert. And all the other viewers who have joined us in the meantime. In the background somewhere, and I think probably a bit lower from the left, we might see a glimpse of Icelandair, the Boeing 757-200, which will follow this airplane. Ah, there it is. A bit higher than I thought it would be. Another airplane almost at the glide slope further north, coming in from the other side. Which is a KLM Embraer 190 arriving from Bremen. Which I hope we might also catch a glimpse of, but not sure if we will. Probably not. There you go. We'll see it soon enough. Right, next up, Icelandair, old livery, flight 500, Boeing 757-200, arriving from Reykjavik. Now, the airplane has been flying for 2 hours and 39 minutes as we speak. The airplane is 23 years old, first flight was in March 2000. And look at the cables getting released by the wingtips, beautiful. Vying for thumbnail candidates. So that is the silver lining of more humidity in the air. Alright, well, if you guys are into Embraer 190s, you're in luck. We're going to see 3 back-to-back. One arriving from Bremen, one from Brussels and one from Glasgow. And another Embraer 175 is coming this way.
Embraer 190 number 1, number 2. Number 3 would be entering the field of view if we are able to catch it from the left. Crossing traffic from the right for us. Still not seeing that third Embraer. But we will soon enough. Captain has the sunscreen down. We could nearly see what the co-pilot was having to drink. Still waiting for the moment that we are going to catch away from one of the pilots. That would be the day from this point of view. Now, 2 more Embraer 190s coming up. The next one arriving from Brussels, flight 1724. There's the third one already visible behind it. Yeah, finally. Nice. So this is KLM flight 1724, arriving from Brussels, 30 minutes of flight time under its belt as we speak. The airplane is 13 years old. The first flight was in March 2010. Next up is going to be a KLM Embraer 190 arriving from Glasgow. Hey there Rainer, goedemorgen. Right, well, if you guys cannot get enough from Embraer 190s, the next one is coming up next. You can clearly see it is German Airways. Still has sunglasses on, even though the sun is hiding from the cloud, from us behind the clouds again. KLM flight 1472 is being flown by this airplane. The Embraer 190 is of the same age as most of the others. First flight January 2008, making it 15 years old. Flight time 1 hour and 7 minutes. Hey, Elvin! What's going on, mate? Good to see you. You just joined at the time we are seeing Embraer after Embraer after Embraer. Hey, Mitchell. Morning. Good to see you. Say hi to your husband. I for one am having a wonderful day over here. I hope you guys all are. Next up, Embraer 175 arriving from Luxembourg. And you were asking about the Marche. Well, we do see the police over here. They are patrolling over the 2000L road. Have been patrolling for a few times. I haven't seen Roelof yet. You can clearly see the nebulosity is increasing. Visibility is decreasing, but the cables, the vortices are also increasing, so not too bad. Le Pilote asks, where is this taking place? We are at the northern threshold of runway 18 center. So if you have a look at the map of Schiphol Airport, let me also refresh so we can see current runway usage. So still, this is the only runway being used for arrivals. We are standing right here on the north side of the only runway being used for arrivals. Embraer 175 arriving from Luxembourg will be up next. KLM flight 1740. This airplane has been flying for 47 minutes thus far. 6 years old. First flight May 2017. Hey Wilma, goedemorgen. Good to see you again. Hope all is well with you and with all the others as well. EasyJet Embraer Airbus A319 after this Embraer. You can see the wind is still very much calm, has been all morning. If there was a bit more substantial wind, we probably wouldn't have seen this mistiness. It does provide another atmospheric picture of the main area of Schiphol. Although it does look like it is a bit more open right now than it was a few minutes ago. There we go. I see the light. Move towards the light. Here we go. A319 arriving from Venezia. EasyJet flight 27816. For those of you keeping track. Flight time 1 hour 37 minutes. The airplane is an A319, 15 years old, and began flying in February of the year 2008. Indeed a bit hazy, Anna. Purple haze. Dutch haze. Infamous. Grüß Gott, Alex, tuning in from Vienna. Grote Ezel says there is a 787 incoming. That is great. Let's have a look. First up, a 737 arriving from Stuttgart. Transavia 737 arriving from Stuttgart. 737-800, flight time 1 hour and 4 minutes. The airplane is 5 years old. First flight was March 2018.
And the Dreamliner is flying base. Still northwest of us. Nice little use of the reversers. Let's quickly turn back, see if we can spot the Dreamliner turning final. It is still base and approaching the glide slope from the left in for us. I think we should ordinarily be able to spot it with unrestricted visibility. Right, flight radar says it is turning in. Absolutely. It's going all ninja on us. You would think it is a little bit big to hide away from us, but there you go. Snuck up on us all along. This is KLM flight 622 approaching us, arriving from Atlanta, Georgia, a 787-10 Dreamliner, where it left from 7 hours and 5 minutes ago. The airplane is 3 years old. The first flight was in January 2020. And again, some crossing traffic. Gear is lowered. Now, there's also a 777-200 arriving from Rio de Janeiro, still flying over the North Sea, but will approach quickly. Hey, die Bart, goedemorgen. Now, the Emirates A380 is expected around 35 minutes from now, so I would imagine it entering into Dutch airspace pretty soon. If somebody could have a look and see what runway it is going to be assigned to, that would be tremendous. Very much looking forward to seeing it over here, obviously, but we'll only know for sure where it's going to go to
Well, it's going to be a tough one today, figuring out which picture to use for the thumbnail. A little bit of breeze. Let's have a quick look at where the A380 is at. Oh, still well in Germany, so looks like it is being a bit behind schedule, or is it? Well, still estimated to arrive around 12:29. Cannot have a look yet at the expected runway for this airplane. We'll have to wait and see. Might well be that it goes to runway 27. Now with this visibility it might be a little bit difficult to see it from over here because, well, it is hazy. Somewhere over there we should see our next airplane approach from the left. An EasyJet A320 arriving from Basel, and behind it, also arriving from the left, should be a 777-200 arriving from Rio de Janeiro. Right now I'm not seeing any of them. This is the right lantern, isn't it? Yeah, this is the right lantern. Ah, well, at least there's number one. The EasyJet A320 arriving from Basel, this is, and flight radar says that the triple should be turning in right now somewhere over there. I think it might also be a little bit lower. Oh wait, no. Huh. There you go. Right, so number one and number two. Nicely packed together visibly. In the foreground, the A320 from EasyJet arriving from Basel, flight 21223, flight time 1 hour and 6 minutes. A 6-year-old airplane that had its first flight in July 2017. And number two is KLM flight 706 777-200 ER arriving from Rio de Janeiro. And the latter has been flying now for nearly 11 hours, 10 hours 52 minutes as we speak. 20 years old already. First flight October 2003. And thank you for the feedback, Jordan. The sound is great. Well, that's definitely one of the things I like about this location. Great sound, particularly when an airplane such as the next one is coming. The 300s are even better, but the 200s are also gnarly. Arriving from Rio de Janeiro, KLM flight 603. No, 603. 706. What the F? I need coffee instead. Heavenly light, beautiful. A little bit breezy. Now, exactly what Austria Wolf said. If you like this kind of shit, don't forget to subscribe and like the stream. Next up is going to be Sun Express arriving from Izmir, Turkey. Boeing 737-800 standard livery. Just about visible. Sun Express flight 944 arriving from Izmir, Turkey. 3 hours and 34 minutes of flight time under its belt right now. It's a 737-800, 6 years old, first flight April 2017. Hadi Johanna, goedemiddag. A little bit closer by today to Haarlem. And Danny, goedemiddag. Tuning in from Brugge. Drukke verkeer op deze runway dan de Polderbaan. More busy traffic on this runway than on Polderbaan? Well, not necessarily. At times this is the only runway used for arrivals, and then of course it is a bit more busy, but then again they only have one runway open for arrivals when the traffic is not that, the traffic offering is not that big. If it becomes more busy, they open up 2 runways, so the per runway busyness should always be similar. Beautiful cables, vortices emanating from the tips of the flaps, as you can see. That is the silver lining of a bit more haziness. Alright, next up is Embraer 175 arriving from Newcastle, and after that we are going to see another 777-300ER arriving from, what was it again, Rio, I think? Sao Paulo. That is definitely one worth sticking around for. Great audio when those 300s and those freighters pass by from this location. I think they have the best audio, the best noise from all the airplanes that land over here. Ronald asks where I'm standing. I'm standing on the north side of runway 18 center. It is at the crossing of 2000L and Hoofdvaart Oost, if you look on Google Maps. Hey there, Avi. tuning in from Germany. Tschüss zurück. Alright. Michael tuning in from a rainy Nottingham. Hope weather will improve over there rapidly, quite soon. David, on my way there soon from Leeds, Bradford, hopefully if the fog clears. Sure hope so. Right, well, I hope the people experiencing some buffering sometimes don't have any right now, because look at this. Look and listen, folks. Good stuff. Again, temporary breeziness. And you're welcome, Avi. More airplanes coming in. Still the same runway configuration all the time, so fingers crossed 27 will not open up in the next 20 minutes. If somebody can have a look at omgevingsinfo Schiphol when the A380 enters Dutch airspace, that would be terrific. Let us know what runway it will be assigned to, so we know for sure if the A380 is going to arrive here or not. Many people have come to this place in the meantime. I'm counting 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 other cars other than mine. A320neo Vueling arriving from Barcelona up first, flight 8309, flight time 2 hours and a minute, 4-year-old airplane, first flight April 2019. Again, see-through engines, beautiful to see. High bypass, which means a lot of light can also go through the outer part of the engine. Jindrusik, thank you so much. Checking, it is near the border, so we should get information, clarity about where the A380 is going to land pretty soon. Fingers crossed, folks. Still keep missing the target. SAS 737-700 arriving from Oslo, flight 821, flight time 1 hour and 26 minutes. Oh man, thank you guys so much. It is that time again. It seems like. Where are those messages? Scroll back, scroll back, scroll back, scroll back, scroll back, scroll back. Tiger, thank you so much. Another 20 AMS Live memberships gifted just now. Incredible. And again, you guys have been gifting so much already. I think this is about enough for today at least. Thank you so much again for those gifted memberships. Tiger, if you're one of the 20 lucky ones who just got gifted a membership by Tiger, don't forget to say a big thank you. And also a very big thank you to JD, who just now gifted 5 more memberships. I have to think of that song from Jamiroquai. This is bordering virtual insanity. Thank you so much. And also, if you just got gifted a membership by JD, don't forget to say a big thank you. Now back to the action and celebrating 500 likes. There's always room for more, of course. So if you haven't done so already, drop another like. The more the merrier. Particularly if you enjoy content like this and you want to stay informed of when I'm going live, make sure to subscribe and hit the bell icon. Right, now let's have another look. Have I missed? Photo for you. Ton says Zwanenburg. So the A380. We're gonna have a 2 out of 2 this weekend. Yesterday we saw it land on runway 27. And today we are going to see it land on this runway. We did already see it once before when Kaagbouw was closed for maintenance last summer. This runway got used more. Also fortunate enough to see the A380 pass right over us, and photo for you. Ton just told us today we are going to see the same happen again. And JD, I read back the chat of yesterday's stream. I saw you guys planning and scheming on the 900 likes tsunami of memberships you guys intend to gift. Again, I appreciate the gesture, the idea, but please don't throw money over the counter that you cannot afford to lose. It is not worth it. But it is going to be a year ago on November 25th. Marks the 1-year anniversary of my first public live stream. You want to see something bad? Look that back. Watch that in replay. See how different it was back then. Quite surprising to see we reached 10k subscribers recently. From that, but you live, you learn, luckily. Gotta love the lighting here right now. It is magnificent. Bit similar to yesterday, where at a moment in time the fuel tanks just south of the 0624 runway were also reflecting and you had very nice ambient light. Right. Next up is going to be KLM flight 1598, arriving from Rome, 737-800. Hey, Mr. Jackson, good morning. 5 a.m. What are you doing up, man? Shouldn't you be in bed sleeping, getting some shut-eye? Anyway, happy to see you again. Hope all is well. I'm assuming your knee is still fully recovered. Are you back to running marathons yet? That's probably what they mean, head into the light. Right, well Peter, I'm already zoomed in as much as I can. My Canon XA40 has a lousy 600mm, 35mm equivalent zoom. What I could do still is not zoom out when the airplane approaches, but you're probably not going to see the airplane in its entirety then. They are moving quite rapidly when they're right over you. Belgian Rail, good day. It's been a while, hasn't it? And Jan, good afternoon. Next winter skiing, Michael, will that mean, you mean the season of 24-25? Or are you talking about the upcoming season? Speaking of which, we'll have to book my first winter trip tomorrow. Otherwise, there won't be any places left in the hotels. Not necessarily something you guys are going to notice immediately, but I did replace the battery of my DJI mic receiver yesterday evening. Brand new battery, so should not go dead after 3.5 hours or so. Alright, Wilma has to go. Thank you for joining, Wilma. Enjoy the rest of your Sunday. Throwing in all these I wanted to say Servus, but Lübeck is a bit more to the north, so grüß Gott. And John, you're absolutely right, but then again, if I wore sunglasses, I would not have a good picture on the camera screen and on my phone screen, so this is a bit of a trade-off. And thank you, Bart. Bart says that the 147, I think you mean 148 is the returning flight. 147 is now above Lelystad. Should be coming this way. Poor timing though, Wilma, that you have to leave, as the A380 is expected pretty soon. And thank you for the kind word, John. I'm not sure if it was a Monday morning battery, Frank. You have to remember they are very tiny. The units are very small. The picture looked, the unit looked a bit bigger in the picture, but it's a very small battery with, I think, 320 milliampere hours of capacity. Like I said before, there's only one in the kit. There are 2 transmitters, but just 1 receiver, so the receiver gets all of the work all of the time. So the wear is twice as fast as with the transmitter. So yeah, maybe after 100 streams or so, no, almost 200 I think. Running towards 200. I think the battery starting to wear a little bit is not that strange. Luckily, it's easily replaceable. Only costs 20 euros including shipping, so definitely worth replacing. Took me 5 minutes after having watched a video on YouTube that fully shows you how to tear down both the transmitter and the receiver and the charging box. So if I ever need to replace other batteries, easy peasy. Batteries are also very easily available, so no issues there. Next up is an Embraer 175 from LOT arriving from Warsaw, and another Embraer 175 from KLM behind it. Just about visible. We did have better glide slope shots earlier in the morning though. Nice lighting. The sun nearly behind me, nearly precisely behind me. LOT flight 263 arriving from Warsaw, Embraer 175, flight time 1 hour 42 minutes, 14 years old, first flight June 2009. Let's go. And thank you so much for your kind words. Dankeschön, Avi, who says fantastic stream. Glad you're enjoying it, Avi, and I hope everybody is, of course. Embraer 175 and an E2 Embraer 195 coming up next. And I can see, pinching out a little bit on flight radar, I can see the A380 approaching ever so slowly, but surely. First old school, then new school. When you don't zoom out, you lose track of the airplane. You go from moving ever so slowly to very quickly and then back to very slowly again over here. I think technically for operating a camera this is probably the most difficult location because of the quick movement when the airplane passes over you. Alright, next up, E2 Embraer 195 arriving from Hamburg.
Now, if there's one type of engine you can see through quite well, it is of the E2 Embraer 195, the geared turbofan engines. I think of one of the highest bypass ratios of them all. Right, now it's back to another old type of Embraer, the regular 75. And let's have another look out. Ryanair 737, number 2. Aer Lingus is going to be number 3, arriving from Dublin, and it very much looks like the A380 is going to be number 4 today. Alrighty, 2 airplanes to go, and then the A380 is going to arrive. First up, Ryanair 737 arriving from Dublin. After that, we are going to see Aer Lingus, Shamrock arriving also from Dublin. Lame. Number 3 should be His Majesty the King, the Emirates A380. Such a behemoth would be visible in the distance, normally speaking. Right now, I find it hard to see. It will show its face pretty soon, obviously, but not yet. We no longer seem to be having big cables of vortices. Still a bit hazy though. Not as much as an hour ago, so it has been fluctuating a bit. Cheers, Elvin. Doing the best I can. Now, where is that big behemoth? There it is. Being preceded by Shamrock Flight 604, another airplane arriving from Dublin, Ireland. I think I'm going to stay at the A380 and let the airplane in the foreground slide. I'm thinking thumbnail already. Thumbnail potential with the letters on the left, so getting the glide slope a little bit more to the right, but I think one of the pictures with the cables will get the ultimate thumbnail. Will become the ultimate thumbnail, I should say. All right.
The number 7 worldwide most tracked airplane. It's not the airplane that just passed by, but this airplane in the old standard livery, but AMS Live members have access to the new ribbon tail iteration, the new standard. We are ahead of the curve. This airplane is, of course, EK Flight 147, now only being followed by 504 people and has dropped to number 10 worldwide. Emirates A380-800 arriving from Dubai, the daily flight. Normally speaking, at this point in time, approximately 6.5 hours underway. Right now, 6 hours and 44 minutes underway. The airplane is 11 years old. First flight was in August 2012. It's almost like it has a wingsuit on, doesn't it? Turbulence here, nothing to write home about. Now folks, in the last hour I have developed a little bit of a headache, so I think I am going to wrap it up for today. Take some painkillers, get some food in, make sure that it doesn't progress to something worse. This is still manageable, but I know what will happen if I'm going to stay out without food for much longer. So I am going to wrap it up for now. If you guys enjoyed it and you haven't done so already, don't forget to drop a like and subscribe if you haven't done so. Make sure to hit the bell icon, and that way you will get a notification whenever I go live in the future. Looking to go out again on Thursday, weather permitting. But for now, I'm going to say a big thank you to you all for joining me here today. I had a great time here and I hope you guys enjoyed it just as much as I have. Thanks to all the people who were so generous to gift so many memberships again. It is really incredible. Thank you all so much. Also, if you became a member on your own volition, which you can also do, thank you for your support too. Of course, super chats, super stickers and all the likes. Thank you so much. And I'm looking forward to seeing you again on the next one. Moderators, thank you all so much for giving the chat a friendly place and welcoming. Looking forward to seeing you on the next one. For now, I'm going to say goodbye. Hope to see you all soon. Enjoy the rest of your Sunday, and I will hopefully see you again on Thursday. Bye for now.